Hi, Dave with Tornado. I'm here with the BR132. It is a very unique compact scrubber designed with two cylindrical brushes that counter-rotate, and we're going to show you how that works as a cleaner as well as a sweeper. Just going to lift the machine back so I can show you exactly what I'm talking about. We've got two brushes. The back one is a softer brush, the blue brush, and the front brush is a little bit stiffer brush. That's designed more for your cleaning. And the way this works is they're gonna counter-rotate. And why that's important is two reasons. That counter-rotation takes away the torque on the machine, so it floats nice and easily on top of that surface. It's not gonna pull you along in any direction. The second reason is because while it's scrubbing all that dirt off of all your uneven floors, this one is picking the dirt up in that chevron design and pulling it into a hopper, which is located right behind it. That hopper is designed to pick up smaller debris, things that might have been on the floor that were missed when you did your pre-sweep and your dust mopping, and put it into that hopper so that it's not gonna damage any of your squeegee components. Really unique, really special about this machine. Before I put it down, I also want to show you something else that's very unique about this machine. We've got the squeegee back here for suction recovery. We also have a squeegee in front. That squeegee is able to be put down on the floor, pull the dirty water away from edges of furniture or walls so that you can pick it up and suck it up into the recovery tank. And we're going to show you how that works independently with the squeegees in the back. All right, so right before we're ready to clean, we want to make sure that the solution tank is filled up properly with the right amount of cleaning solution. And the way to do that is two ways. You can disconnect it right here, a quick disconnect, and that tank will come right off and you can go ahead and fill it in a sink or water source. Or you can fill it from a bucket. And the easy way to do that is to lower the handle all the way down, exposing the top of this. This is where we fill, the fill port is. And now we can use the bucket and just fill that port right there. And once you've got the tank full, just go ahead and put that cover back on the fill port. And now we're ready to go clean. First thing you're gonna wanna do is release that handle again and get that handle right about belt buckle height. That also allows you to see the control board, and all of the numbers are gonna be facing the operator, which is a really nice feature. When we first turn the machine on, which is right here, this looks like a little brush. That's your main power button. And it's gonna give me a code and it shows 4. 4 means it's 100% full. Think of 25, 50, 75, 100. 4 is all the way up to 100%. 3 is gonna be at 75%. 2, half, and then 1 is about 1/4% of that battery life. So we're at full charge. This also gets the battery, the brushes going, and this is what's gonna actuate those brushes spinning. So when we're ready to clean, we're gonna turn on our vac motor, which is right in the middle. And we're gonna turn on our water. This is gonna allow that solution to come to the floor and start to clean. Now I wanna bring this machine around to the back so that I can show you how the squeegees work. It's a really unique system because, as I mentioned before, we've got a rear squeegee that has actual suction that puts the dirty water into this recovery tank. But that front squeegee is a single blade, and that's designed to move the water maybe from under a desk or out from a wall. And so the squeegee operates simultaneously or independently, depending on what you're trying to do. So as we take a look at the back of the machine and how to operate the squeegees, it's very simple. When you're doing forward cleaning, you're just simply locking that down and moving it forward. That's going to allow that back squeegee to be on the floor, the front squeegee to be elevated, and we're scrubbing the floor moving forward. Now, when you want to get that water from the edge of the wall or maybe underneath a desk or a chair, you're going to pull that into the up position, pulling the back squeegee with suction up off the floor, and then the front squeegee will go down to the floor and allow you to pull that water back towards the machine. For double scrubbing, you're going to want both of those squeegees off the floor. That's where we use this little black pin that's spring-loaded and then separate them. So the rear squeegee, controlled on the left, is in the up position, and then that front blade is down, and now we have both of them off the floor so that we can scrub back and forth nice and easily. When you're done double scrubbing, lock that back into place, and you're ready to go forward scrubbing. So now we're ready to clean with the machine. We've got the tank filled up. We showed you how those squeegees work independently. So I'm getting over to a spot to do some cleaning. First thing I'm going to do is lower that head down to a nice comfortable position. I'm going to turn the main power on. And it's going to tell me it's got a full charge. The middle button is going to turn on my vacuum. And then this button again, like I said before, turns on your water solution flow. I should mention the water solution flow can be shut off right here as well. So there's a manual adjustment to shut that water flow off. So making sure that it's turned on. We're going to turn it on right there. And you got a little green button. I hit these two actuator handles right here. I'm going to lower the squeegee. And we're cleaning in the forward position. All right, so now that we're done cleaning, we want to make sure we take good care of this machine. And taking good care of it means spending a little time at the end of the shift or at the end of the cleaning task and going through the proper steps to clean it out. So you're going to take these hoses off and then take this recovery tank, just lift up, 2 hands, and take it over to a sink and empty it out. Now to empty it, we're just going to give that a quick quarter turn, take the top off, and all that solution we're going to dump out in the sink. Now that the tank is empty, there's 2 things you can do here. You can leave this completely off and let air introduced inside of here, dry that out, or at the very least, put the cover on and leave the hoses off. We're trying to get some air in that tank so that it doesn't get disgustingly smelly and gross in there. So after the recovery tank is emptied out, next thing you might want to do is disconnect this and empty this out. Now that's all dependent on how long it's going to be in intervals where the machine's going to be sitting in a corner and not being used, and what kind of chemical you're putting in here. So if you decide that you want to empty this out every time, again, it's just a quick disconnect right here, like that. And then the tank easily lifts off and you can undo that port and empty the solution out. It's also easier to clean under the machine with that tank off. And the way I would do that is to put the handle up in that 90-degree position, rotate the machine onto its back, and then go through cleaning your squeegee blades, examining them and seeing if they're wearing. If they're wearing, you can actually loosen these wing nuts here and pull that back blade off and use the other edge of it. So you've got 2 edges of this blade. When this one starts to bevel and wear, you can just take it off, flip it around, and put it right back on. Next, you're going to want to rotate your brushes and just inspect them for any debris that may have gotten lodged in there and caught in there. And then the last thing you're going to want to do is clean out that sweep tray. Make sure that everything's out of there. nice and clean, and then slide that back into place. Your front blade is cleaned off and ready for the next use. Once we're comfortable with the cleanliness of the underneath the machine, the recovery tank, snap that right back on, lock that into place, and then we're ready to put the machine on charge. Now the charger for it is right here, and we're just gonna undo that rubber cap right there. And inside the box, there was the charging cable. And now it's going on to charge. There's an AGM battery in there. This is a smart charger. It knows exactly how much juice to put in there, and it'll slowly trickle off so that there's no danger of leaving that plugged in overnight or over a weekend. As I mentioned before, keeping this machine clean and fully charged is going to give you years of enjoyment and use of keeping your floors sparkling clean. On the back of the machine, we have our QR code. That QR code will take you right to the landing page at tornadovac.com, where you can find out tons more of information. If you ever needed some service from our tech support, I also want to point out right here is where you're going to see the serial number, and they'll ask you for that if you need any help from them. So there it is, the BR13-2, one of the easiest, most innovative cylindrical cleaning scrubbers in the market today. From the leaders in cylindrical cleaning, I'm Dave. TornadoVac.com is where you'll find a lot more information on all of our products. Thanks for watching.